Hey,
We out. We live. Here we go. Hey. Let's see if I'm gonna get it. Hey! Let's go.
we back.
Got it on the first one. We lit.
We lit. I feel like a Jay-Z line, like sounds so soulful. Don't you agree? Right? Yo, shout out to JD for that plug right there.
How y'all doing, world? Welcome to another installment with the Pod with No Name. My name is Tully. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, for joining us.
Yes.
If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you're listening on any other DSPs, you know what I mean, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Music, all of that, share that shit. We trying to have a conversation. Today I got my bro. What's good?
What's good? Chilling.
Yo, another fellow podcaster. He got his own podcast. It's called the Bodega 69 podcast.
Yes.
Yo, just wanted to say, I thank you, bro, for like pulling up.
Nah, you man. I really appreciate you
for coming out from Boston and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You my bro, son. So yeah, man.
I appreciate that, fam. Yo, what's good, people? That's your boy Christian.
Yeah,
Founder
man.
Christian Jordan, also Bodega 69. Mm-hmm. For the folks who listen to Bodega 69, you know, we're changing the game a little bit today, right? You know, we're taking the Pod with No Name, my boy Tully's show, and we're gonna merge it with my show, Bodega 69, and kind of just do something, right?
Yeah.
But first things first, thank you for coming up with this idea, inviting me. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for recording during these times, because as we all know, like, shit is crazy right now. But yo, let's kind of get to it, man. You know, but let's go. I would say this, bro. Cheers. Oh,
yeah, cheers.
I was looking at my drink.
Today's episode sponsored by Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig. Yes.
This is my first time having this. This bourbon. It's amazing. I really like it.
Bro, I'm telling you, my boy put it out. Yo, shout out to Moody real quick. Moody, plug. Thank you for putting me onto that. I went back to Rochester one day. He's like, yo, pull up to the house. Yo, I got some bourbon and try this shit. Once I tried it, been sold ever since. We need to support more black owned, you know what I mean? Yes.
It got me kind of hot though. I'm looking a little glistening.
this guy. So I do my thing, you do your thing, right?
Yeah.
You started the Pod with No Name about like a year and a half ago, essentially,
about
right?
A year and a half. We only on this is number 18, but shit takes time.
Don't even count. Do what you do and release when you want to release, bro. That's a beautiful thing. Like, when you create this content, when you create these shows, don't feel pressure for nobody. Don't feel pressure for social media. Don't feel pressure to post shit. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do when it's right for you.
Yeah, because niggas that made me feel like, you gotta come out, you every week. I'm like, now, especially with, my bros can't do it or they, whatever. So, like, now it's like, I'm just going to do it when I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's therapeutic. I love this shit.
Bro, and that's the thing of it. Like, when it forms organically, right? And when you do it organically, there's no pressure. There's going to be more contact and it's going to be great, right? You're going to have that affection. You're going to kind of create that emotional response with somebody, right? They're going to like the post. They're going to share the post. They're going to like vibe with it, right? So that's why I tell cats all day, bro. Like, do you and just like chill. Like, fun fact with Bodega 69 chapter 1, I had that shit recorded like a year ago. Yeah. Then I just released it this year.
Right, but so tell me, like, how does that work? Because, like, some of the content, if you're talking about specific topics.
Yeah, that's a fact. I learned. Like, I learned.
Because we used to be under pressure. Like, niggas used to really be like, this shit happened days ago. You got to put it out because it would no longer be relevant. You know what I mean? So,
bro, what I did was this, like, I really kind of came to that sense, like, saying, at the end of the day, I control my own destiny. I control my own fate. And with that being said, I control my own content, right? So I'm going to release it when I want to release it. So as I was filming or recording the episodes, I did say some shit. And then that was like relevated to that time. Then I was like, oh, no. So as I kept going on with episodes, I kind of start tailoring my questions, right? And I kind of tailor the content and I kind of change the conversation.
Right.
So as I do shit like right now, like how we're recording now, especially this year, it's been so crazy. I kind of do disclaimers on stuff, right? So when I kind of release or post something in an email, things of that nature, like, this episode was filmed in 2020, something like that, right? Around that time, to let people know. But then the also trick that I do now is that when I do these recordings, when I do certain interviews and stuff like that, I try to make blanket statements. I try to make blanket statements so cats don't really know the timing.
Too specific to the timing. Gotcha.
Not try to lock it in, Yeah. But bro, so the pod with no name. Let's kind of talk about that. So essentially, I did some research. We kind of talked a little bit. I ain't trying to waste nobody's time or nothing like that. But essentially, you had yourself, 2 other gentlemen with you at one point. The whole thing was about kind of, you guys just want to talk about life, things that were happening, right? You wanted to use their background. You want to use your current environment that you guys were in.
Right.
And then, that time went on, and then you're just left with it right now, which is good. And that just shows throughout any changes, you stick to your goal and you didn't quit, right?
I'm not a quitter, bro. I'm not a quitter,
you don't quit. You always bet on yourself. So it kind of changed a little bit, right? So the mission though was kind of talk about all you guys in the past, shared ideas, share conversation, reflect on your community. But why did you want to do that? And why did you still continue to do this after all the transitions and things?
Right. So honestly, me and my bros, and they still my niggas, they know I love them. PJ, Z's, this is my niggas. But we were a unit, and COVID got shit fucked up now, but we used to really move out here. And so we used to just do so much to where it was one day this, we was doing a kickback or some shit. I'm at the crib out here downstairs or whatever. And this one girl was like, yo, y'all energy is infectious. You know what I mean? The way y'all interact, it's y'all
it's
are
priceless.
You can tell, y'all should do a podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, honestly, I would love to do a podcast. You know what I mean? And I'm looking to talk about even deeper shit. I want to get to the point where I'm going in my past and I'm bringing up shit from childhood traumas and talking about what it is to be from Brooklyn to now be living in DC, doing what I'm doing, et cetera, et cetera. And I just thought that it was really dope because we're all unique. Me and PJ, he's from the Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn. So that's still, even though it's in the city, it's still different.
Yeah.
And then Z's is from Syracuse, upstate New York. So it was you got 3 different black dudes talking about different shit, and we don't see the same.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. You know what I mean? And because of COVID and shit like that, a few disagreements here and there, whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? They decided no longer to do it or whatever the case would be. And then I was just chilling and I was like, yo, I began to itch. We got all this equipment, all this other shit.
It's let's put it to use.
Yeah, I want to make this shit happen. Yeah, I like this shit. Like I just said, this shit is therapeutic. And even now, I'm feeding off your energy. I'm never really this hype. You know what I mean?
Hey.
And the fucking Elijah Craig got his hitting.
Yo, plug Elijah Craig. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you already know where we're at.
94 proof, it's lit.
Nah, that's what's up, bro. And I love that. So throughout all the adversity, throughout all the trials, throughout all the bull that kind of came the way, first things first is it's so beautiful that you guys are all still friends and you guys all still respect each other, right?
Yeah, we still text in the text group.
And you still went with it too, so that's a testament to you and a testament to the character, But once you do have that fire inside you to kind of go after it, you gotta go after it.
That's a fact.
So kudos to you, hats off to you, bro, for just doing your thing and kind of keep this shit going because the shit's lit.
Thank you.
So just be happy with that.
I want to ask you, how did you get started with Bodega 69? Because you told me the backstory and I didn't even know. Because I was like, Bodega.
I got you. Okay, yeah, it's all crazy. Yeah. Yo, so I always I'll do my little pitch, right? Yeah. Because then after my pitch, people will be like, the fuck? What?
Right.
Yeah. So Bodega 69 is a platform to highlight shakers and movers within their community who are doing work, who are making impact, who are actually just doing shit, right? Yeah. The reason why it's called Bodega 69 is because I filmed that at my house. If you were able to see my house, the outside of my house looks like a storefront, dead ass. It has windows from you have in the basement, these square little blocks and stuff like that. It looks mad sus.
In Boston.
In Boston. Yeah. It looks real sus. And when people pull up, they're like, yo, is this your house? And then 69 is a legit address of my house, right? So that's where the 69 part comes in from, right?
Because I thought it was I know he's not a fan of Tekashi.
Nah, no snitches. Morgan Freeman did a great job at defining Tekashi.
That's a fact.
Nah, man. So, I just did it out of my house because I was like, well, I'm a creative. I'm smart too. I'm if I'm paying rent at this place. I might as well use this to my full advantage.
That's a fact.
And then my house looks like a bodega. My address is 69. 69 is always catchy when people hear that. Right. I was like, yo, let me just put the two together and let's do this shit, you know? Yeah. So that's what we kind of do, bro. But yo, so Pod with No Name, you out here talking about your experience. You said a couple of things, you know. You had the three gentlemen. One was from Bronx, and then you said you're from Brooklyn, right? And even with you guys being from Bronx and Brooklyn, there's different narratives, right? There's different things of that nature, right? And then with you moved down to the DMV area. And then now that you're doing this podcast, you're always talking about, you know, I want to kind of just reflect on some things. So with the Pod with No Name, and now it's just really focused on you with your experience from Brooklyn that moved to DC. How is that going? Like, what are you reflecting on? Because in the DMV area, like, if cats don't know, shit's mad political. There's a protest every day. There's like freaking little bodega little stands on there like vote for Trump or F Trump, you know, like,
and then even going into Virginia, the certain parts of Virginia, it was Trump country. I went hiking not too long ago. Well, July 4th, so that's a minute ago. But Trump country, we ain't even got service. We like, damn, what we gonna do?
It's just
so
crazy.
It's totally different. Like with the politics shit, you know, New York is blue.
Yep.
Out here is blue too, but then you go to certain parts of Virginia, that shit red.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta, for me, I look at it as you have to learn how to navigate.
Okay.
Another thing too, I can't really speak on New York with this, but I can speak on DC for a fact.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people when, you know, pre-COVID or whatever the case may be, when you out at brunch and shit, when you meet people, the first question that they asking is, what do you do?
Yo, that's a fact. That's in Boston too, low key. That's just annoying.
That shit had me tight at first. I'm like, yo, like, why does it matter? Like, if I'm a jiggy nigga, like, if you fuck with me, like, why does it matter what I do? And then eventually you realize, I guess, like, you don't want certain people around, but I just don't like that. Because if that's the case, then because of who I am and where I'm from, you may not really be receptive to me up front. But then you learn, like, oh, okay, you know, young nigga work at a Pentagon. He doing what he doing. So it's like, it's different. So I don't have that issue, but I can only imagine if the shoes would turn, you know what I mean? And I just didn't have that same benefit, you know what I mean? Like if I couldn't say like I worked here or I'm a consultant, I do IT. And then I'm also jiggy because I do photography. So I got the creative side and we doing this, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm like able to have like the best of both worlds with the shit, you know what I mean? So I don't personally have a problem, but I do think that's a problem. Like you shouldn't merit a person on whether or not if they're a lawyer or a doctor. Like that doesn't mean that they're a higher standard of person just because of their occupation. They can still be scum. You know what I mean?
And then so you take all your experiences and things like that and tie that into your podcast and be like, yo, at the end of the day, you know, you have different hats, but we're all the same people. And let me just reflect on that.
We're all human beings. Like for me, like I want to ultimately bring someone that may not be reflected in the best light. Yeah. And have them here and sit on the couch and then we had this having conversations because their perspective matters too, if not more. You know what I mean? Because
that's true.
Sometimes like you look at people's perspectives and it's all about how you were raised. And you know, some people would be like, yo, this person, because they may have grown up with, I don't want to say a silver spoon in their mouth, but in a better environment, they might be a little bit more jaded to things. Yeah. Whereas for me, up front, I'm on defense. Like I'm like, yo, like I don't know if somebody might be trying to get me. You know what I mean? So,
nah, that's what's up. And like the one episode you had with the one gentleman, when you guys talked about guns, right? You know, first thing it was cool to see two black men have guns, you know, licensed guns and talk about it, educate. Yeah. I was like, oh Lord. I was like, all right, I'm with it. But you know, so I think that's just beautiful, right? You're using your experiences, you're using your platform to really bring everyone together and to really just have that transparent conversation with cats. So, yo, that's what's up, bro, man. I definitely vibe with that. And thank you for doing what you do, right? You know, because I believe that we all have a gift and we all have a platform. And what good is our gift if we don't utilize it? And the same thing with our platform. What good is our platform if we don't utilize it, right? And, you know, some people may like saying, oh, well, I only have like 500 followers on IG or something like that. And like, I have no reach. Nah, you do have a reach because you don't know your personal testimony or your story or your voice. You don't know how that's going to affect someone else or resonate with them, right? So like, it's always important that you're just always out here just being your authentic self. And low-key, I kind of hate that word. But like, you just have to be yourself, right? You have to be transparent. You have to be natural. You just have to be you. Be you, and like doors will open up in so many ways. So thanks for doing what you do, bro. But yo, what's good? So we're doing a little mashup, right? So that's like a little bit of what I do on my show.
Yo, I love your energy.
Hey, yo, I just, you know, I love that. I love, thank you for saying that.
Off this shit like, I can look at my heart rate right now
Hey,
on the
it's
Fitbit, be like, yo, this shit is high, bro. 88, 91? Come on, son. This shit is high.
God gave me this energy, so shout out to God. Thank you. But nah, man. So mashing this up. So let's go into your show now. So what you do on your show now, right?
So right now, it's been you're the third person with the one-on-ones.
Okay.
So the first person was James. Shout out to my brother James. He had his Bear Arms Academy, his company that he started.
Yes.
So that was
shout out to James, black owned business, black man out here being a positive light to other folks.
Right.
Out here educating people about the guns and different laws and all that jazz. So shout out to that. Black ownership, black entrepreneurship, minority owned, everybody. Black and brown people, go out there, do what you do.
And then I had Autumn, you know what I mean? And that's why actually with the intro, I was a little hesitant because the last episode, when I was getting ready when I said her full name, she was like, nah, my stage name. And I was like, is this the same thing? You know what I mean? And I overthought it for a second. So I was like, I'm just going to introduce the pod, let my mans do his thing because I already know you was going to do your thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she came out and she was talking about her shit. She's also a fellow photographer.
Okay.
Beautiful photos, amazing photographer. She's definitely dope. Check her out. And now I got you, you know what I mean? We're here, we talking about what we talking about. And I think that ultimately what it's looking like it's going to become is me highlighting different individuals with what they do. But then I also want to try to find a way to talk about specific topics. So if something pops up, like I might want to bring a friend that's a doctor. Like I got a friend that's a scientist. And so maybe we could bring her out and she's up in Baltimore, bring her out, have her talk about COVID and the different effects. I have a friend that actually caught COVID. She's a nurse. Oh, wow. And I want to bring her to the podcast. And so where she could talk about it and basically say like, like this shit is still out here. Like,
yeah, it's crazy, bro.
You know what I mean? She's a nurse. She on the front lines doing whatever she got to do. And she caught the shit. So maybe we shouldn't be out here just living life like it's golden. Like maybe we should take it a little bit more serious. So I think that that's where it's evolving to. You know what I mean?
Definitely holding those conversations and like, yeah, I love that. That's what's up, bro. Well, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you want to keep doing this, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you find? Like you mentioned a little bit earlier, like saying, I still have this itch. Like I still want to kind of do this.
Yeah.
Pause on the itch. Like,
I know
like yeah.
It ain't that much.
Yeah. But like you still have this fire, right? So why do you want to keep still doing it?
So for me, it's like the expression aspect. So I really like the fact that I can have conversations. These are the same conversations that I'm having with my friends.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a beauty in it when you can take those conversations, put it in a 40-minute to an hour-long conversation and then put it out to the world. Because there's some people that will never understand what it means to be a black person from Brooklyn. No matter what you do, you can listen to all the same rap music.
And read all these books and da-da-da-da.
You know what I mean? Follow this, do that. You will never understand. So I think that because God has given me the opportunity to be able to do this, to be healthy enough to even do it. You know what I mean? To be alive.
That's a word and a message, bro. Facts, that's a sermon, bro. Hey, I'm with that. Yeah. Yo, nah, that's what's up. I won't go in my not political bag, my Christian bag or the preacher bag. But
wait, time out. So because your name is Christian, is it because your family is like highly religious? Like,
nah, bro. Okay. Yo, so I'll keep it 100. My parents probably gonna kill me after this because my dad told me the story wasn't true. After I was like 24 years old, he's like, that's not the reason. But yo, so dead ass, I keep it 100. Like I wasn't planned. I was a mistake, low key. Yeah. A mistake in their eyes.
So I think most of us was.
I don't know. Some
Who
people
really
out here trying this shit. People are trying. Yo,
the
people take like vitamins and stuff to get all that. Yeah. But when he told me that, the Lord knew that, okay, he's a mistake, but I was born on their anniversary, right? So I was like, nah, I'm here for real.
Right.
But they named me Christian last minute. They actually didn't have a name for me. At first, they didn't know I was gonna be a boy. Like my grandma thought I was gonna be a girl. Like they was like, yo, we're just gonna go out here.
Well, how do you think that? You can't just guess.
So like I'm half Caribbean. Caribbeans like just be on there. Yeah, like so no shade to Caribbeans, like because I be on all those remedies and all that stuff too. But like, but yeah, so they thought I was gonna be a girl. So I was born. They was like, we don't have a name for that. So then my aunt went down to the downstairs in the hospital, like picked up a book of names and stuff like that. And I guess my parents didn't like it. And then randomly, they was like, we're gonna call him Christian.
Right.
And so with that being said, like then my middle name is Jordan. So my business called Christian Jordan. So much was set, right? But like, not to be all biblical and stuff, I think it was like divine appointment in some sense, right? Because Christian means you gotta be Christ-like. You always gotta have that positive light. You always gotta have that positive energy in some sense, right? You always gotta show the way. Then Jordan, Jesus was baptized in the Jordan River, right? And then also I went to college at Nazareth, Jesus, Nazareth, right? Yeah. So when you kind of look at my whole name and my whole like story and all that stuff, I won't get into all the way. It was by divine appointment in some sense, right? But yeah, being named Christian is cool. The conversation always comes like, your name Christian, are you a Christian? I'm like, really? Right. And then like,
I'm Muslim.
I said that one time. Deadass, like keep 100. I was at Dunkin'. I used to work at Dunkin' back in the day.
Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. I was a G. If you knew me back in the day, I can't, I can't, if you knew me, I had you. Okay. I was that guy, bro.
Those sausage egg and cheese from Dunkin' Donuts be hitting.
Bro, I worked at one around the corner from RIT.
Okay.
On Mount Hope Ave.
Yep.
Right there, bro. Yeah. I wish we had known each other a little bit more early. I would have had you, bro. I would have plugged you all the way.
Because I was eating McDonald's, nigga, and that shit got me fat.
Yeah, man.
Like, this is terrible.
Tell you, it's crazy. But actually, speaking of RIT,
I was about to say
real quick, let's talk about how we met. Right. So I remember how we met. Shout out to Yanni, our boy Yanni.
Yanni, man, I'm sorry. Honestly, bro, I know that like I was bothersome to you. I was very annoying. I teased you. I made fun of you. I ridiculed you. I don't want to say I bullied you because I don't think I'm a bully, but I definitely made life unnecessarily hard. So I do want to apologize about that. You know what I mean? Like without like you were my first friend in college. You were my first roommate in college, and I do appreciate the moments that we spent. And so I just wanted to take the quick second to be like, bro, I apologize, bro. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to be an asshole to you. I was just young and where I was from, and I didn't really know how else to behave. But we did meet through Yonatan.
Yeah, nah, man. Yanni's a homie. But before you might go into more on Yanni, but that's so much. That just speaks to your character right now, what you just did. So I appreciate you for doing that. Because you didn't have to utilize your platform. You didn't have to use this podcast. You didn't have to use your time right now just to say all of that. So I think that speaks volume as to who you are. So that's real genuine. But then also, when we're young, we're foolish, right? So things kind of happen in a sense. So it's all good.
Yeah, man.
So when we're young and foolish, we say a lot of different things, right? We're always trying to become like ourselves and like we're trying to learn and stuff like that. So like I would say, man, like, and I think Yanni definitely understands, like, we were all young. We were all going through stuff. So
hopefully,
but you just saying what you said right now speaks to your character, speaks to who you are, and I'm sure he will forgive you. He does forgive you. That's my boy. I'm gonna hit him up after this and be like,
got some shit coming.
Yeah, you got some shit coming, So don't even worry about that, bro. But RIT, we met Yanni. That's how then we met ourselves.
Right.
And we kind of kept this thing going, bro. But I'm gonna flip it to you though, and let's kind of do what you do. So on your show, you like to talk about topics, right? Yeah. So what topic you want to talk about?
Shit. The first thing that pops up to my mind is that Nate Robinson shit, bro. I know that's real specific. But like, before I know that's like a time code, but it was
night. Yo, but that's a testament to say just because you're an athlete doesn't mean that you're good in everything.
Yeah.
And that, if you want to do something great, you got to train. It takes dedication to the task at hand. Right. And you really got to master that, right? You just can't come out here thinking like, I do X, Y, and Z. I got this. I don't need to train. I'm not saying he deserved that, but did you put in that work?
Exactly. And that's how I feel. I'm like, bro, like freak athlete, could dunk, shorter than us. You know what I mean? Killing it. And the basketball.
Wait, how tall is he?
He's like 5'8" or some shit.
Okay. Okay, I'm 5'8".
You 5'8"?
Yeah, it's all right. I call myself a little guy.
With my Timbs, I'm 6 feet.
Yo, I can't.
I don't know.
I mean,
that shit is global, bro. Niggas is making fun of him. That shit is fucked up, but it is what it is.
Yo, all the memes. Did you see the memes? Yo, the internet, y'all was quick.
Yo.
The night that shit happened, 10 seconds after.
Yo, I got a photo that yo, where my phone at? Yo, look, this one of my homies from high school. I'm gonna throw this up. I gotta throw this up. He did a Nate Robinson challenge with a Henny bottle.
Challenges.
Yo, it was bad, bro. It was bad.
Bro.
It was so funny. I had to like, here it is right here, bro. Look at this shit, bro. He was laid out with the Henny bottle, bro.
Yo, I know that. I've been there.
Right.
I've been there.
Right.
Yo.
So like, yeah, like that shit was crazy. But to not talk about a global topic, I want to ask you something specific.
Yeah, it was good.
So I met you. We kept in contact. So my question to you is, what is your philosophy on relationships? It don't have to be like sexual.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to,
just like general relationship.
But just like friendships, things like that. Like, what is your philosophy on that? Yeah.
Man. So much has changed. Yeah, right?
That's how it be.
I really Nuck If You Buck is always playing in my head. And then like also I'm a Scorpio. I never believed in like horoscopes, but I read that like around age like 24, 25. I was like, yo, real. I said that shit really relates to me. Like that shit is crazy. Yeah. But not to go off that. I guess my philosophy is this. As we talked about earlier, you know, my name is Christian. I was born and raised in a church. Things of that nature. Christian means to be Christ-like, show the positive light. And one thing that pops in my mind is the golden rule: do unto you as you want to do on others want to do to you. I just so butcher that.
You sound like that little baby that I do and you would do and you can do anything.
Right? But the golden rule, that's what we're going to say. The golden rule, right? Right. Google that. Homework. Right. Let me know when you find.
Yeah, I'll find it and pop it up. Do unto you as
you want others to do unto you. Something. Damn. Yo. Yeah, some shit like it's crazy. It's horrible. I'm so ashamed of myself right now. But the golden rule is something that I really live by, right? Like I should treat you as to how I want myself to be treated, right? Essentially. So when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to building those organic, genuine bonds, like, you know, I really try to be myself 100% upfront. Mm-hmm. Right. Granted, as people know me and stuff like that, I hate to say I have walls up, but you know, it takes time to kind of really get to know me. Yeah. But I think I kind of became that person, as I started growing and started evolving into like who I am. Like, you know, cause back in the day, I used to be a club cat, right? I used to promote parties. I used to do all that. And at that time, cats always want to get to know who I was. Be like, oh, I want to be your friend, da, 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 da. They only want to be my friend so they could skip a line or come to the club. Yeah, that's right. So I kind of learned, through that. And also through another friend, shout out to Mur. I talked about her on chapter 1 of my podcast. Like Mur pulled me to the side one time. Was like, yo, you gotta be careful out here because cats are just really gonna try to use you for whatever. I was like, yo, I don't think so, whatever. And then after she said that, a lot of shit came my way, and I saw that. So long story short, man, when it comes to like advice or just genuine relationships, it's like really go by the golden rule. And just really be genuine with people, man. Don't try to be malicious on anything.
Right. Do you find that when you're not treated with the same empathy or level of respect that you give out to people, do you find that frustrating? Because I do. And I know you shouldn't. Yeah. But sometimes I'm human. And sometimes I do.
Keep it 100. Last night when I attempted to go out to eat last night, and like and it was wild, it was bonkers, and like our waiter was black. I think he was black or Dominican. Like he had a little accent, but he was definitely he was definitely black. You could tell that for sure. And like I guess, you know, I'm in DC right now. Whatever, I'm in DC, but DC has a law that just got in effect that's saying, hey, by 9:30, no liquor on the table, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we got there like around 9:15, and we made a reservation for 9:30, thinking we'll be okay. Right. There was no flags or anything of that nature that say like, hey, by 9:30, here goes the rules, da 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 da. Right. So we got there, whatever. And it was like a 5-star restaurant. It was essentially a steakhouse that we went to. Even though it was a steakhouse, I was tight. Like I didn't eat that night because I was tight. Like I told you, I went back home, ate sunflower seeds. Because I was that tight.
Crazy.
But like even though like with him being black And he came up to us as like saying, yo, what I'm going to tell you right now is this. You have 5 minutes to order your drinks. And if you don't order your drinks by this, I'm not giving it to your table and you can't have no drinks tonight. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, bro, we just sat down. Like, well, why are you talking to us like this? My friends that I was with, we were all black and stuff like that. And so like, I felt like, he was treating us in that sense because like, oh, I could relate to them, whatever, but it was still disrespectful.
Yeah, no,
just because
you need my tip.
Yeah, right. And just because you could relate to us doesn't mean like you gotta talk that way.
Facts.
Like, so I low key last night, I felt mad disrespectful. Like, yo, I even give you this energy.
Right.
I'm just coming in. Like, why are you doing that? You know.
Right. And when that type of thing transpires, I always look at it as, what is their day? Like, what's going on in your life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I've been able to not take things personally because, I used to take things so personally, and I kind of still do. I'm a fucking emotional guy.
I mean, we're always growing, we're always becoming, we're always evolving, bro.
Yeah, but that shit, I don't know, that would have irked me, bro.
No, I'll keep it 100 with you. So, like, obviously, I'm from New York. I'm from upstate New York. I'm from Rochester. West Side, 94 was good.
Talking shit,
right?
With the gunshots.
Hey.
West Side, you know the vibes.
You already know.
Rochester's low key.
Yo,
wild as fuck.
I'm not gonna like highlight this, but I'll highlight it. At one point in this time, Rochester had the highest murder rate per capita in the state of New York.
I'm going to school,
right?
Here.
Yeah, you was risking your life, bro. Yeah. You really was. But not saying this is something I should be proud of. Obviously we have work to do in our communities.
Right.
But Rochester is a little gang. Like you meet a Rochester cat, it gets crazy. And Rochester is so divided in a sense. It's West Side versus East Side. It may have changed, but I was a West Side cat, and it was crazy, but I won't go in that bag. But last night I almost went to West Side Rochester. Like I almost went in on this dude because I was so upset. I was like, my guy, like you're treating us so disrespectful right now. Right. We just got here, and I'm pretty sure, and I said this last night, if we were white, flip it, totally different. He would have been like, yeah, you have like 10 minutes to order your drinks. If not, unfortunately, this guy got game on. It's like, yo, if y'all niggas don't order drinks right now, basically, I'm done.
That's crazy.
Like it was horrible.
You want to plug them and say never go there?
Nah, I want to be that guy because like I'm trying to be good. I think it was in a Navy yard. It starts with it has the word grill in it. I'll just leave it at that. And then I'll just leave it at that.
And I fucks with Navy yard too. Shout out to Nushi, man. Nushi is a spot that I go to. I don't mind doing a plug with them. Real quick, they have happy hour every day. Pre-COVID,
see
that shit was
what I'm talking
lit.
about.
Shout out to George. I don't know if Sean works there anymore, but if he does, shout out to Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, the bartenders, George is now the manager or general manager, but long story short, the brothers there looked out. It's an Asian spot, sushi, but then they also do Thai food. Amazing. If you're in the DMV area, go. Obviously, it's COVID.
What he just said, y'all need to listen to. Facts. I wish I would have hit him up last night to get this info. Like, because.
My bad. I should have passed that.
Bro, you good. Don't even worry about it. Yo, I'm glad I went through what I went through because now I can talk about it. Yeah, right? I just thought about it, and now I can help educate other people. And then maybe this kid would listen one day that was our waiter and be like saying, damn, I fucked up.
Yeah. Because you shouldn't treat people that way. And then at the end of the day, you rely on these tips because the companies.
Well, I ain't gonna see. Here goes some fucked up shit. I don't sorry, I swear I do apologize, but what's really fucked up was this, and I think this is why they got away with this. After 4 p.m. at that restaurant, they automatically add 20% gratuity on your bill. Right? So like that just lets them know, like saying, yo, I'm gonna get my tip anyway. And I really don't care about my service because these cats gotta pay us. However, at the end of the night, though, when we did get our bill, he did take the 20% gratuity off because he knew. Because when he came throughout the whole night, I wasn't even looking at him because I looked at him like I know I was gonna pop off because I was like boiling, like I was so upset. So he did take that off. But I think the way it was set up though, with them doing that, bro, was mad disrespectful.
Damn. That's crazy as fuck. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's all good, yo. We live and we learn. Like everything that we go through, there's a poem called Don't Quit that I always look at too in my whole life. And in that poem, I always talk about the silver lining, so there's a silver lining in everything. Like, I experienced that yesterday. Now I'm able to talk about it today. Yeah. Now I'm able to use that as some type of teaching point to myself as going forward. And then maybe, if I do talk to a future waiter or waitress sometime, like saying, hey, this is one experience I had. Try not to do that to someone else. Yeah.
Right. So, paying it forward, making it better. Yeah, that's a fact.
So it is what it is. But since we on topics, bro, let's talk about 2020, where we're currently in right now.
Yeah, word.
2020.
This has been a crazy year. It's been, things have been good, but overall things have been bad for the majority of Americans.
Yeah.
And I think it's so sad to see our government
not doing their job.
Yeah,
straight up
bickering amongst themselves and not getting things passed. Democrats want to this isn't as of now, but the first stimulus package that was going on, Democrats wanted $3 trillion.
Yeah.
Republicans wanted $1 trillion. They couldn't settle on it.
Yeah.
People are starving. People are dying.
People are getting evicted out of their house.
Getting evicted. Yeah, all of these things are transpiring because you guys can't come to terms.
Agreed.
Then
your job is supposed to be for the people.
Right. And then Trump loses. He's like, nah, fuck that. On some gully shit. And then because of that, now he's holding things up. And then his constituents chooses to hold things up. I think it's sad, man. I think that there needs to be like a more human approach to these things.
Yeah.
Because overall, it's like, if you truly care about America, if you care about the people that you say you care about, that you should be representing, there's no reason why people should be out of fucking work. Well, obviously they're out of work, but not having just some sort of government stimulus.
Assistance. I mean, like, if you look at different countries like Germany, China, like Canada. Yeah, they're taking care of the people. I mean, I think 2020, there's so much to say about 2020, but I think 2020 at the highest of the highest levels really showed America itself. It showed America its ugly self, and that was shown throughout COVID. But we can't forget about the Breonna Taylors, we can't forget about the George Floyds, we can't forget about all that the black and brown people that keep getting killed every day. That was actually that was actually highlighted, right? So 2020 has been crazy, but in a strange way, as I just kind of talked about that poem Don't Quit, there's a silver lining in some ways, right? So I think 2020 forced us to stop as a world to see what was going on. And also with that stop, I'm not saying, with that stop, we were able to see the ugly truths of ourselves as a country, that maybe potentially as a world, right? But not to be like Johnny Raincloud on 2020 though, but I think there was a lot of positive things that happened in 2022, right? Yeah. For me, I did lose a loved one. I lost my grandfather, not COVID related. Thank you. It wasn't COVID related. He was just sick, but in 2020, I was able to learn, and my boy has the same for his business. In loss, I found love, and that's a bar. Yeah. Paul Roman, shout out to him. He's on chapter 1. Look him up. He's there. My boy Stan. But in loss this year, we lost so much. We lost loved one. We lost, the feeling of going outside. We lost the feeling of maybe having a party or something like that, right? Yeah. Right? But we had to find love in some things. And I think we found love in the time that we kind of got back to ourselves. We found love in just taking nature walks. We found love in planting plants, becoming a plant mom or a plant dad. Right. So there was a lot of love that was found in this year, that we kind of should kind of look at and really focus on. Personally, for me, I was able to slow the fuck down. Like, I slowed down. Like, I used to be like, boom, boom, I have a meeting, I got an event, I got to do this, I got to do that. And the whole world just stopped. And when that stopped, I was able to like really just like learn who I am a little bit more.
Was that therapeutic for you?
I think so, man. I really think so. Because I found love in the old things that I did. Like, I love art. So like I bought mad art. I actually had mad art at my house. I put all my art up. I have a green thumb. Humbly, I say this. Like, I'm pretty good with plants and shit like that.
You need to help me. My plants in the back.
I got you.
Yeah, all right, but they I don't know. The first year they were doing great, but continue.
Yeah. It's I saw my plants like bloom. I saw them grow. I was like, oh shit. But then more so, I think like what's real therapeutic, bro, was like every Sunday I try to go to the beach and just walk at the beach and just like reflect and just like kind of start the week off fresh, Right. So and I'm grateful for 2020, even though we lost a lot of things. A lot of people lost a lot of loved ones, but the world just stopped, and that forced us to look inside of our own selves.
Right, and I think that is the most important piece. If you haven't done that, take the time.
You have to.
It's hard. It's uncomfortable. But when you try to when you take the time to realize who you are, what's your strengths, what's your weaknesses, what things I can do better in, what is something that I always wanted to do, but I never took the time to learn. We got time.
Yeah.
Like you can really do it.
That's all we have. All we have is time in this 2020 and 2021. We're gonna have time. I mean, yes, there's a vaccine that's coming out.
Pfizer just was it Pfizer? I think
Pfizer, Moderna, and there's another one across seas.
Yeah. They started doing like trials, not even trials actually. My bad. They started giving it out to the people in the UK.
Yeah. And I'm like, they're rocking and rolling with that. Like,
So we gonna see what's gonna happen. I know, and that's why I wanted to have my homegirl here too to talk about it, because a lot of people have that, that thought process. I'm not taking this shit. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to grow a third arm. Because there's a lot that happened in
history, that happened to us. I mean, the black airmen. So I'm saying, so there is
go
that.
Even back with the Native Americans giving them the blankets. So we understand that. My approach is simply drink my sea moss. I make juice. You know what I mean? I be making carrot. If you go to my Sigma Shooter Instagram, like
plug
facts, shameless plug. Yeah. You go to that page, you see me making different juices and shit with the carrots and citrus and shit like that. Exercise, you know what I mean? Cardio, jumping rope, shit like that. Lifting weights, just trying to keep myself physically okay, so that I don't have to worry about certain things. Even still, you can still catch it, but you know what I'm saying? It just helps.
I mean, you got to take the preventive actions. Like, hate to be plugged for CDC. It definitely don't work for them. Definitely not scientists.
They're the same people that told, oh wait, go ahead.
But wearing the mask, washing hands, hand sanitizer, and all that stuff.
In 20 seconds, because I was in the fucking gym and a dude came out the stall or the
don't say that.
Quick second. Quick second, like 5 seconds. Yikes. I'm like, yo, bro, this is why people catching COVID, bro.
Yeah,
you got to get that fecal matter off.
Right, for real. That's crazy. That's crazy. I low key would set a complaint. I'll be like, yo, y'all need to wash this. But then also, like, the old Caribbean me is like to the sea moss and shit like that. I like drinking tea with ginger, turmeric, throw a little mint, little thyme. Juices, you gotta do that though, man.
That should be. And if the more carrots you drink, the better the skin. Like, this shit be glistening. Like, I'm hot right now because the light, you know what I mean? But
this guy's over here, the skin routine. Let them know. Let them know the skin routine.
My Fenty Beauty.
Yeah, right? That's last night. I was trying to look up shit for the Pharrell line. I forgot I think it's human something.
Yo, his skin is perfect.
Yo, he was like all about it. I was YouTubing like straight up last night, like trying to say, yo, what is he doing? Yeah. How is this working out? But the shit sold out until December 7th, supposedly. Yeah, so I may, run up the plug and buy that next week. But we'll see.
And on top of that, I think in the meantime, another thing for most people to take is that, if you drink half of your body weight in water, fluid ounces, daily, you're on the right track.
Okay.
You'll begin to see like weight loss. I know we ain't talking about, that's not the topic of today, but you know what I mean? Like, that shit has definitely held me over, bro.
I'm with that.
You know what I mean? It definitely held me over. And it flushes shit out. Take 1 day a week to fast.
Okay. You know what I mean? Fast on like what? A certain time frame?
From food.
From
just
food?
Like straight up.
From food? Yeah. Yo, y'all saw my eyes real quick that I just gave from food? Like, what? I felt like Soldier were like, drink.
No, from food. Bro. Like, if you just drink water, just take a day. Like,
the whole day.
Just take a day.
Yo, you bugging.
No, I'm telling you, bro. I used to watch the videos on Dr. Sebi, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
I saw a couple of those videos.
Yeah.
God bless his soul, but like, no.
No, I'm telling you, bro. Just 1 day, bro. Just 1 day. Or maybe eat 1 day that day, but then fast. I intermittent fast. You know what I mean? And it's amazing, bro. Like, I feel rejuvenated.
I feel the positivity coming from you and the energy, but bro,
you're like, nah, fuck that.
The way, the way I'm set up, the way my bank account is set up, the way my stomach is set up, like, nah, bro. But yes, I have known some people who fasted and stuff like that, and they felt great. But okay, I'm with it.
Yeah, man.
I'm with it, bro.
All right, so if we got let's just say we got 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
If you had to give a takeaway. Because I want to start the trend of leaving on an inspirational tip.
Ooh, okay.
And you're an inspirational dude. You inspire me. I look at your podcast and I'm like, damn, bro, like, you're so meticulous in how you have everything laid out. It's very inspiring because I'm like, yo, like, I need to get better.
Thank you.
And I always want to get better. And so when I look at your shit, I'm like, yo, when I listen to your shit, the way you just navigate the conversations, like it's a beauty, it's an art to it. And so one, shout out to you. You know what I mean? You gave me some praise. I'm not trying to do this to dick ride and you know what I mean? But like real talk, like I see this shit and I'm like, yo, like I think this shit is amazing, bro. Like I truly believe that. Like, yo, like you're amazing at what you do. You said you got chapter 2 damn near wrapped up, if not all the way wrapped up. That's amazing. Nigga, I'm still trying to get through. So it's just like I'm still trying to navigate the water. So I just want to say like if you had to leave us on a tip where it was like, yo, like what do you think is the key to success in whatever you do? What would you? Yeah, I know that's tough.
The key to success.
Just like I view you as successful, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I
know
appreciate
success.
that.
I know success is defined by the person, the individual.
Yeah.
But from the outside looking in, like I look at your shit, I'm like, yo, like you're authentic. You have a message. You have a voice. You know what you stand for. I'm still trying to figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Somebody calling me, I might have to. Oh, it ain't popping up, so I'm Gucci.
Nah, you good.
But yeah, like. You know what I mean? Like, I think like
I would say to that, yo, first thing first, thank you, bro. Thank you. And that kind of goes to the conversation we had kind of before even just recording and stuff. It's like, you know, you never know who you're gonna impact when you talk about your journey or you talk about your stuff, your situation. So, you know, folks are listening, folks are viewing, you know, I think the answer to that is just be yourself. Talk your talk, talk your shit. And your personal journey in life and your personal journey, I'll kind of somewhat break it down, is all the obstacles you face, right? You know, I talked about it on chapter 1, with Bernadine, Know Your Truth, Speak Your Truth, podcast interview was like, she's good. Shout out to Bernadine. I love you. But one thing she hit me with was a question was like saying, you know, how are you speaking your truth? And I use my own personal testimony. I have like 5 learning disabilities. I have all this other stuff. Like it's crazy. Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
Couldn't even tell.
Shout out to Plug to listen to that episode. Get more likes, subscribe, pay me. Pause. But in that though, like honestly, man, I think, you know, one tip to say is like just be yourself.
Right.
You know, use your story and share your story, right? That's number 1 rule. Number 2 rule is like, if you have a goal, you gotta write it down. You have to write it down.
I got mad notepads over there.
You have to. Yeah, I see that. Like you have to do that because once you write it down, you know, then you go forward. Like, and one thing like I heard in the past, like you gotta see it before you see it, or you never will see it. That's a fact. Right? And you gotta start vision things, right? Yeah. And then like tip number 3 is like, yo, you know, look at. I wouldn't like to call them competition, but look at your influences, right? Yeah, look at people who you want to be. Right. You know, as a kid, like I always looked up to Diddy. Like for some reason, like I think I was low key flashy dude. I kind of still am low key flashy. Thank you.
Swaggy, bro.
Right? Thanks to Diddy, right? But right. So like, you know, there's like look at your role models in the future who you want to be, and start studying them. See as to what they're doing, right? See how they kind of maybe interview somebody. See how they kind of dress, or maybe see how they kind of position their product or something like that. Right. And you kind of be good. But I think the first rule, as I said, is like just be yourself and talk that talk and be who you are. You know, as you mentioned, chapter 2 is wrapped up. But one thing I learned in chapter 2 from my boys from It's Lit Boston is like from my boy's show. He's also my producer on this. He was like, yo, I want you on my show, but I don't want none of that Christian Jordan shit. I want you to be Christian. He said, don't give me none of that political PC shit. He said it just like that. And I was like,
he considered you as PC?
Well, I mean, cause like, you know, and like, I'll kind of get to it. Cause like at times, you know, when I first started doing my events, started doing my business, I was kind of more like PC, like saying, oh no, I can't say some things like this. I can't swear or whatever.
Oh, you said it earlier too.
Yeah, right. And like, and I was like, you know, once he said that to me, that changed my whole game. And that interview earlier this year, shout out to them, like changed my whole perspective. I was like, yo, F that. I'm going to talk my talk. I'm going to be who I am. And I don't give a fuck. Cause at the end of the day, like 2020, like I said, it showed America's ugly self. They killed us so much in so many ways. And I was like, fuck it. Like, you know, my brand is my culture. My culture is my brand. So I need to represent my culture in everything that I do. And I need to stay true to myself. Right. So long with the answer, low key is like stay true to yourself though, in a sense, you know?
That's a fact. Damn. Nah, you good. And yo, you could have took Couple more minutes.
Nah. Well, I appreciate that, man. But yo, so kind of like as we're wrapping it up, the way I wrap up my shows is I just ask a couple of random questions.
All right,
you know, so we're just gonna go off like, yo. So if you were to tell yourself 5 years ago, what would you tell the 5 years ago Tully? Some advice. Like how would you give advice?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. That's a great question. Have conversations. Be available to be vulnerable. Because you know what I mean? We got that machismo culture in the hood. They call it cool's pose. Or I learned in the RIT, they call it cool's pose culture.
Yeah.
Basically, like, you got to be tough. You got to do this. You got to do that.
Yep.
Nah, my nigga. You could be tough, but you could still express yourself.
Yeah.
And when I started expressing myself, I found that my horizons has gotten so much better. Mm-hmm. I think that's the main takeaway. Just allow yourself to be vulnerable. It's going to be uncomfortable, one, but two, you might not like the fact that you might, I feel like a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it might feel that way, but at the end of the day, yo, as long as you be yourself, like you were saying earlier, and then allow yourself to be vulnerable with whatever you're feeling, I think that's important, bro.
I love that.
You know what I mean? And like, I know it's short, but
nah, bro. That's the truth in there. Like, sometimes, yo, don't worry about the length of the answer. That mad gems or drop. Yeah. And then one last question.
All right.
I always on all my shows like this. God forbid, if you were to pass away today, what do you think the legacy you would have left behind? What do you think it would be? Or if you don't think you have one right now, what would you like it to be?
Got you. I think, let me see. Yeah. So, what would I like my legacy to be? I think that for me, I would really like my legacy to just simply say, hey, Tully was a guy that came from a place that isn't the best of places, but he utilized the trials and tribulations that he went through and was able to better himself, ultimately for his friends, for his family, as an inspiration to my nieces and nephews. I got like 15, 16 of them. You know what I mean? Like, so as an inspiration to them, as an inspiration to other family members, and as an inspiration to friends. Like, when I put shit up online, I don't do the shit to be like, yo, I'm lit. I don't give a fuck if I get likes. At first, I used to care. Yeah. And then I realized, like, it don't matter, because what truly matters is, like, when you look at the video and they say the reach, that's what matters. So, okay, 100 people, let's say 50 people liked it, whatever. I hope it ain't that low, but you know what I mean? But, like, if that's the case, cool. I appreciate the people that slide into my DMs and say, hey, yo, you jumping rope makes me want to work out. Like, or, oh, you cooking makes me want to eat healthier. Yeah. That's the type of shit that I value. And that's all I care about. Like, I want to be able to help people in that regard. Even with this podcast, if you listening to this shit, like, share, and subscribe. Nah, but,
or viewing.
Right.
Nah, plug that,
but
bro.
View
plug
it,
that.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, but if you watching the shit, I want you to feel something. And that's what I'm practicing to get to. I want you to get to the point where you actually feel something when you
like
hear
that connection.
Yeah, that connection. Like, yo, you could grow with me. Yo, this dude make me better. I want to make you better. I've never been that type of person that is like cool with being the big bro. All my little bros, younger bros, whatever kids I never try to like downplay them or little bro them. Like, I'm always like, nah, like, you inspire me to be better so I could do this and that. You know what I mean? And so that's what it is. Like, that's what I think that my legacy should be. Like, just appreciate the little that I did or whatever, however you perceive it, and allow me to just help. Because I think that's what my purpose is. Like, you don't come from where I come from with a, you know what I mean? Like, niggas don't make it out the hood like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be quite frank. Niggas don't make it out the hood. And then to be able to make it out the hood, like, my kid, whenever he or she comes, they will never have to go through the shit that I go through. Yeah. And
you're
that's what I
preparing
want.
for them.
Yeah, and that's what I want. Look at this.
Yeah.
I'm getting the random FaceTime calls and shit. I'm in my bag. I gotta call you back. I gotta call you back. I gotta call you back. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all
but
good.
Like, yeah, like it's like that. Like, I don't ever want them to feel. I don't ever want someone to feel like Tully did whatever, and that shit is unattainable.
Yeah.
I want them to feel like, this nigga Tully did that? Oh, I gotta be able to do
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm with that, bro.
So that's the type of time I'm on.
I think you're on that time, and I think you're doing it right now. Like, as we open up this show, we talked about your journey with this podcast, and we talked about how you kind of went through things and how you still had that fire,
right.
And to kind of keep pursuing this, right?
Right.
So you're kind of living your truth, and you're starting to walk your truth even more. So I think you're on your way there. I think you already did it.
Oh, man.
So keep doing that, man. If you kind of keep that at forefront, bro, I think you'll be great,
Thank you, bro.
But that's what's up. But before we kind of wrap this up, I always allow people to ask me a question. I know you asked me some questions. Yeah. But do you have another question that you want to ask me? If not, that's cool. Don't worry about it. You don't gotta ask me nothing. You got some shit.
What if I was like, yo, get out. I don't even give a fuck. Get out.
Yo, I would be like, I'm with it. Bet. And then I would be like, let's go. Yo, but like, I hate when people always ask me questions. But you have a question though.
Yeah, I definitely got a question. So my question to you is, where do you see yourself, and what? Because I know it's gonna be high. So what impact do you think that you will be giving off in the next 5 years?
Woo!
He's like, yo, I'm in my bag.
Yeah. Nah. So in the next 5 years, where do I see myself? So I see myself kind of doing, I would say TED Talks, but bigger than TED Talks. I see myself doing conferences. I see myself kind of just being that positive light, more so to youth, men of color. I volunteer with a lot of youth right now. So I see myself working more with them, and letting them know that at the end of the day, you define your obstacles define you, right? So I'm going to use my testimony and my personal, situations that I went through to let them know, like saying, yo, if I could do it, you can do it, right? Facts, And I had a lot set up against me. Like, I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Coming out of Rochester is not easy.
Yeah. Like, it has been crazy. So I kind of see myself with that, in the sense, the next, 5 years. And in the next 5 years too, with that, I see myself hopefully just kind of being retired. Speaking of this, running my business, but people run my business for me. Thanks. And with that being said, though, if they're running my business, I see myself in the community, really making a difference. Really working with these youth, really volunteering, really providing resources to them, really making that impact.
Right. Because it's on the level, like, I appreciated those folks that had the nonprofits at the time. Yeah, that was giving away the book bags, but they would do it physically. And I ultimately want to get to that point too. So I definitely feel you.
Yeah. That's where I'm at, bro. So we'll see. It's God's plan. You gotta speak into existence. Like I said before, you gotta see it before you see it, or you never will see it. Right. So we'll see what's up with that. But yo, my guy, I appreciate you. Before we kind of wrap this up, yo, plug yourself. Who are you? What you do? Let them know. I know you already said earlier, but give them the IG, give them the website.
I bet, yo. First off, with the website, you could definitely visit www.tullygarrett.com. You know what I mean? That's that shows the photography. But then also, please slide to the IG. You know what I mean? Instagram is _rated TG, like rated R, like a movie.
Movie.
But rated TG for the Tully Garrett. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah. Bang, 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 bang.
Right? Hey.
You know what I mean? And then also I got another personal page where it's the pod, and then it's also if I'm cooking, if I'm doing whatever else, I like to hunt. Well, I will be hunting soon. Different things. That's Sigma Shooter. You know what I mean? So that's another one. And then I'll put the podcast YouTube page. I'll put that in the captions of everything as well.
I'm
that's
with
like
that.
A long hyperlink. And yeah, man, like, I really want people to I want to create a dialogue, and I'm gonna continue. Plug you, bro.
Bro, I mean, yo, this your boy Christian, founder of Christian Jordan, founder of Bodega 69. But if you want to know more, know who I am and stuff like that, I will say go to my website. My website is christianjordan1.com. See what's up. Scroll down a little bit. Hit subscribe. Subscribe to my newsletter. Subscribe to my email. If you want to follow me on IG, see what my day to day, see what I'm always doing. It's the Christian Jordan, all one word. And you can follow me. See what's up. But yo, my guy, I appreciate you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for coming through.
Cheers,
yo,
for real.
Yo, onward, upward, as I always tell people. And also I always say, stay up, be up, bless up, keep doing you, keep going towards that light.
I'm trying to create my own little thing that I say at the end. And so it's like stay safe, stay blessed, stay black.
Ooh, you know what I mean?
So I'm gonna try to incorporate that.
That's a message.
You know what I mean?
Bro, you gotta do it. Yo, stay black and brown people. Yeah. Be you. Yo. After word, what they say about us.
Thank y'all,
do
man.
You.
And if y'all watching, once again, if you on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. If you on the other DSPs, just pass it to a friend. If this conversation moved you, pass it to a friend. Once again, it's the Bodega 69. This is my brother Christian Jordan. I'm Tully, you know what I mean? A part of the pod with no name, and we are out. Watch this outro.
Hey.
I'm freestyling. I don't know if it's gonna work. Here we go. Do the other way.
Hey, because I was on freestyle. I'm a good hype man. I got your ad-libs. Ooh, bullet! Selector, run that! Okay.
Switch it.
I like that.
I like the other way better.
You did the intro and the outro at the end. I want that though. That's a true outro.
Hey.
Oh, where you at? You freestyling?
Yo. Not yet. Niggas ain't ready for my verses yet. We out, y'all.
Peace. Yeah, that shit was lit.
Good shit, my nigga.
Good shit. That shit was good.